Unprecedented surprise attack. Israel essentially now saying that they are in a state of war, the likes of which Israel has not seen in 50 years, almost to the day to that Yom Kippur War in 1973, which also caught Israel by surprise on a holiday. Today is a holiday technically at Simchat Torah, also catching Israelis by surprise. 6:30 a.m. is when this started, a barrage of rockets coming from Gaza towards Israel, and it has not stopped since that hour. We have seen now thousands of rockets fired, including as far as where we are in Jerusalem. We've had at least 5 air raid sirens sending us into the shelters. We've heard multiple explosions in the air over Jerusalem. The same has been said for Tel Aviv as well as southern Israel. But even more alarming are these ground infiltrations. The Israeli military has confirmed that dozens, if not more, militants have infiltrated Israel from Gaza. We've seen videos of them on the backs of pickup trucks on the streets of Israeli villages, and as well as we know from the Israeli military that they are currently actively engaging in firefights with militants on the streets of several villages, as well as 2 army bases, as well as the border crossings. We have heard harrowing tales from Israeli civilians who are hiding in their safe rooms, in their bomb shelters, in their houses. They say that militants are firing just outside their door, trying to enter their homes. We do have reports of captured and or killed Israeli soldiers and civilians. We do not have that confirmed yet from the Israeli military, but we have seen videos that Reuters has published of what appears to be at least 1 tank and an Israeli soldier being taken out of that tank by Palestinian militants. And in addition, we have seen videos, and our own team in Gaza has seen Israeli military vehicles being brought into Gaza. Even the emergency services, MADA, Magen David Adom, says one of their ambulances has actually been taken into Gaza. The latest numbers on casualties we have in Israel. We do not know numbers of soldiers or police officers killed, although we have heard from the police that there are casualties. In terms of what the hospitals and the emergency services are saying, they're saying at least 22 killed, something like 545 injuries so far, and we are only in hour 6. To give you a sense of the scale, so far we know at least 2,000, likely more because that number is from about an hour ago, rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel. In that war in 2021 that lasted 11 days, it was something like 4,300 rockets for that entire period. So we're only in hour 6 and we're already reaching that record in terms of number of rockets. But what is most alarming is these infiltrations. The Israeli military is saying some of them actually came by air, by paragliding into Israel. Some of them came by sea and by foot. There's a big question, of course. How did this happen? How was Israel so caught off guard? In the previous rounds of conflicts we've seen, there's been a clear trigger point. Maybe there was an Israeli police raid on the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, which is also known as the Temple Mount, holy to both Jews and Muslims, or a high-ranking militant official was captured in some way. There have been tensions here. There have been tensions in Jerusalem at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, Temple Mount. There have been ongoing tensions in the West Bank we've been reporting on for more than a year and a half. There have been some protests along the border fence between Gaza and Israel, but there has been no clear trigger. And I think that's why this was such a surprise. And it was very clearly a coordinated attack. Now, Hamas has released statements calling this, they call this an operation, calling it the Al-Aqsa Storm, claiming that they fired more than 5,000 missiles. And what's also alarming is that they are calling on all Palestinians across the Palestinian territories, across the occupied West Bank, Palestinian citizens who also hold Israeli citizenship, calling on them to take up arms wherever they can. And that is what is most concerning to the Israeli security establishment, is these firefights that are happening on the ground in Israel as we speak. This is an unprecedented state of war for Israel, the likes of which they have not seen in 50 years.